The life of Barack Obama depicts the true American story. Strong virtues from the heartland, upbringing from a strong middle-class family, hard work and education as the means of getting ahead, and the conviction that life so blessed should be lived serving others. In today's video, we'll venture into the life of one of the greatest American presidents, Barack Obama. Before going too deep, let's look at this man's early life. Early life. Barack Obama, in full Barack Hussein Obama II, was born on August 4, 1961 in Honolulu, Hawaii, USA. He was born into the family of Barack Obama Sr. and Ann Dunham. Obama's father, Barack Obama Sr., was originally from Kenya, but he migrated to the United States of America after he applied to universities in America. He later won a scholarship to the University of Hawaii. In a Russian language class, he met Ann Dunham, whom he got married to less than a year later. A year after their marriage, Barack was born. Sadly, the marriage did not last as they divorced shortly after Barack Sr. left for Harvard University. Barack's mother remarried and gave birth to a girl child, Maya. For years, Barack lived with his mother, stepfather, and half-sister while attending government and private schools. Barack transferred to Columbia University in New York after studying in Occidental College in Los Angeles. He received his bachelor's degree in political science and later worked as a writer and editor for Business International Corp. 3 years later, he returned to school and graduated magna cum laude at Harvard University's law school. While there, he was the first ever African-American president of the Harvard Law Review. Barack moved to Chicago after receiving his law degree and joined the Democratic Party. He also lectured at the University of Chicago and worked as a lawyer on civil rights issues. Barack's family life. In comparing powerful couples, only one raises the superlative to the peak: the Barack and Michelle duo. Barack got married to his former mentor and college sweetheart on October 3, 1992. The first encounter was at a law firm in Chicago, where Michelle was asked to mentor Barack on the firm's processes. Barack recounts how struck he was by her height and beauty, but she didn't feel the same about him. However, other ladies in the firm found Barack attractive, but Michelle remained skeptical. In her words, "In my experience, you put a suit on any half-intelligent black man, and white people tended to go bonkers. I was doubtful that he'd earned the hype." In his memoir, Barack stated how he asked her out severally and got turned down severally. He finally got a yes after he offered to quit his job. Michelle was charmed by this and finally accepted to date him, and this would begin their love journey. 6 years after their marriage, the Obamas welcomed their first daughter, Malia Ann, born on July 4, 1998. Their second daughter, Natasha, was born on June 10, 2001. The two girls were born in Chicago before moving to Washington, D.C. after Barack was elected president. Michelle's mother, Mariam Shields Robinson, still the only living parent of Michelle and Barack Obama, was asked to move in with them in the White House. She stayed with them for the entire 8 years of Barack's presidency. Other close family members include Michelle's brother Craig Robinson and Barack's half-sister Maya Siatora Ung. The duo has been married for over 30 years, and like any other marriage, they face their ups and downs. They, however, stand strong in the face of any challenge and show no sign of breaking up. Barack's ascent to power. Barack was elected to the Illinois State Senate in 1996 as a Democrat representing the Illinois 13th Legislative District. He helped pass the legislation that regulated finances expended on political campaigns, ensured healthcare services were available to low-income families, and reformed the criminal justice and welfare laws. His election to the state Senate was not met with open arms. Rather, the other senators disregarded the new senator from the South Side. By 1999, after being groomed for a higher position for over 2 years, Barack declared his intentions to enter the U.S. House of Representatives race. He would have to go against the 4-time incumbent Bobby Rush to attain this position. He sadly lost the election to Bobby Rush and was left broke after spending over $9,000 in personal loans to finance his campaign. He paid off his loans within 2 years after returning to his job, lecturing at the University of Chicago. It wasn't long after Barack became restless and declared his intentions to run once again for the US Senate. In the election primaries, Barack contested against 6 other aspirants. With 53% of the votes, Barack was declared the primary election winner. Barack went on to contest against Alan Keyes for the US Senate. In 2004, Barack won the election to the US Senate with a victory margin of 70% to 27%. In January of 2005, Barack became the only African-American US Senator and the fifth in history to hold a seat in the US Senate. Barack Obama's presidential aspiration began in 2006 after Times magazine released a cover article titled "Why Barack Obama Could Be the Next President." The entire country clamored for change and believed Barack to be the change that was needed. Barack found himself at the center of every political conversation. He was urged to throw his hat in the ring and contest for the next presidential election. On January 16, 2007, Barack posted on his website asking people for their opinions on his presidential decision. Although the message was low-key, it received massive feedback with several opinions. While his supporters believed he was the future of America and an alternative to the status quo, his detractors emphasized his lack of experience. At Springfield, Illinois, with an audience of over 10,000 people and his family by his side, Barack announced to contest the 2008 presidential election. For the 2008 presidential election, Barack went against several candidates, including Senator Hillary Clinton. Barack created his campaign committee and launched its activities to gain the people's votes. His charisma and campaign resonated with the people and were enough to sway people to vote for him. On November 4, 2008, Barack Obama won the presidential election, making him the first ever African-American elected president and the 44th president of America. On January 20, 2009, Barack took the oath of office at the US Capitol. Obama's presidency. Obama's first tenure as president could be attributed to many accomplishments. In the first 100 days of his presidency, Obama signed the Lilly Ledbetter Fair Play Act of 2009. He also signed into law the expanded state children's health insurance program. He broke from the Bush administration on some policy fronts. During his first 2 years in office, he signed many landmark bills into law. This included the Affordable Care Act, also known as Obamacare. He also signed the Budget Control Act of 2011 and the American Taxpayers Relief Act of 2012. He also ordered the counter-terrorism raid that killed Osama bin Laden. Obama's re-election. Obama announced his intention to be re-elected as president. He was nominated by the Democratic Party and his vice president Joe Biden for the 2012 presidential election. His presidential campaign began on April 4, 2011, and on November 6, 2012, he was declared the winner. On January 20, 2013, he was sworn in as the re-elected president of the United States of America. During his second term, Obama promoted the idea of the LGBT community. In 2015, same-sex marriage was legalized nationwide. He advocated for gun control following the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting. He also issued wide actions concerning global warming and immigration. Obama nominated 3 justices to the Supreme Court. Sonia Sotomayor and Eleanor Kagan were confirmed as justices. At the time, Merrick Garland was denied hearings or a vote from the Republican majority Senate. After 8 years of ruling, Obama's presidency would, however, come to an end. Obama stepped down from the presidential position on January 20, 2011, during the inauguration of the newly elected President Donald Trump. Barack Obama has been listed in the presidential ranking and is placed in the upper tier of American presidents. In the year after Obama stepped down from office, his post-presidential life has included globetrotting, speech-giving, book writing, and living a peaceful life with his small family. He's managed to avoid any political activities, and those close to him claim he doesn't miss being president and is satisfied living a normal life. I hope you got some value out of this biography. If so, make sure to drop a like and see you in the next video.